Quick hitters.
Yeah.
Pat's trade for Michael Bennett.
Ooh.
Your thoughts?
I mean, just WWBBD. What would Bill Belichick do? And what he would do is he's not going to pay 5 years, $90 million for a guy like Trey Flowers. That's just not in his DNA. It's very rare that the Patriots make those type of moves. I mean, I can only really think of two of them. I mean, three of them. Of course, Brady, they're going to do that. But Devin McCourty, okay, and Stephon Gilmore are really like the only people I can remember. Adalius Thomas, maybe back in the day where they spent money. But I think, again, this is New England going, we're not going to pay all this money to a player who, you know, with saying that, I don't think they think is in the elite class of defensive ends in all of football. And Trey Flowers, they get a guy from Michael Bennett where they go, okay, we got to pay him $7 million. That's
1 year
all
left, $7 million,
right?
Yeah.
So,
although he said he feels like he's underpaid.
Yeah, well, good luck winning that war with New England. Let's see him continue to have that conversation. But I just think that's New England. If they think you're worth 4 cents, they're not going to pay you 4.5 cents. That's the way they do business. And I think they found a guy that they felt like experienced. Bell has always loved Michael Bennett. If you go back and watch America's Game, the year they had to play the Seattle Seahawks in the Super Bowl, oh my gosh, all they talked about was Michael Bennett and blocking him. So makes a lot of sense from that standpoint.
So we're going through the free agency quick hitters. I said that was a little too long for a quick hitter.
Yeah.
It was great information.
Right.
I feel like we need to condense it.
Oh, do you?
No, I mean, it was good information, but it was the quick hitters is like the quick, you know.
Screw this guy. Who is he? I don't know.
I'm feeling confident in my second week right now.
Good. I'm glad you are. Fine. I'll be quicker.
So the Pats traded for Michael Bennett.
I like how you, Mr. Rogers, changed your shoes before the podcast.
I like these shoes. I like the look of the Vans, although they're kind of like knockoff Vans.
No, they're cool. I like them. They fit you.
Which only you can see on our YouTube channel right now. So if you're listening, you're not seeing my knockoff Vans.
Right. Now, if I could just get you to stop drinking that really unhealthy energy drink.
Why do you say it's so unhealthy?
Because it has a lot of unhealthy crap in it.
I know, but it has caffeine in it. I like the energy drink.
And a bunch of other chemicals that enhance the caffeine just to make sure you just get on the verge of having a heart attack, but don't die, but you can say I have energy.
So key words, don't die.
Don't
as
die.
Long as I don't die.
I'm drinking this energy drink, and I got a lot of energy. I'm on the verge of dying, but that's okay.
I'm willing to die for that drink. Browns trade for the defensive end of the Giants, Vernon. 3 years he was there. He was with Miami for 4 years before that.
Yes.
Your thoughts?
You know what? I actually thought this was a very good trade for both teams. I really did. I think when you look at, okay, let's just take the Browns aspect of it. First of all, the Browns offensive line is very good to begin with. So they're deep. They're not going to have any problem filling in the Kevin Zeitler hole. They drafted Austin Corbett last year out of, I don't want to say it was one of the teams in Nevada. I'm blanking on it right off the bat, but he was a second-round pick, okay? They're going to plug him at guard. They got Joel Bentonio at guard, who's one of the better guards in football. They got J.C. Treader at center. They loved what Greg Robinson did for them at tackle last year. They got Chris Hubbard at right tackle. They have other backups behind that I know they value as well. So this was a move that was expendable to them as far as offensive line, and I think they felt like we needed to get somebody legit across from Myles Garrett. And they just get a new coordinator, Steve Wilk from the Arizona Cardinals. So he wants another guy to make his defense look good. Olivier Vernon's $15 million. He was certainly overpaid by the New York Giants. But at the same time, the Cleveland Browns are getting $10 million off of it because Kevin Zeitler's off the roster. So, yes, they're adding $5 million more to their overall salary cap by getting Olivier Vernon for a position I think they really valued and thought they needed to improve their defense, and they felt like they were good on the offensive line. And for the New York Giants, it's a home run. I mean, it's a home run. Zeitler is still an incredibly good football player at the guard position. I'm not going to say he's top 2 or 3 in football, but he's top 10. He's in that convo. So, now, okay, you got Nate Solder. You got they drafted the guard out of UTEP in the second round last year. They got him. So they're starting to build something there to go, one, we need to protect Eli Manning and what should be his last year in the NFL. And two, we got this freak of nature, Saquon Barkley, who averaged 5 yards a carry with not a good offensive line last year.
If we can be at least even a little bit below average.
Well, that's what drives me crazy. Like, Eli Manning gets talk of, the O-line wasn't good. But nobody talks about that when it's Saquon Barkley and he got 5 yards of carry.
He's
For
good
some
enough.
reason,
He doesn't need an offensive line.
Right, we don't need him. We don't have to worry about that
Have you
excuse
seen his
for him.
legs? He doesn't need an offensive line.
They're amazing. Legs and ass, Hall of Famer.
That was long again, but I can't be mad because that was a lot of good information.
Okay,
so
good.
I can't
Thanks.
be mad about
Thanks
that.
a lot. Thank you.
Rams re-sign Fowler. They sign Weddle. So that's that. They've been active, keeping some of their own guys, but also getting the Pro Bowl safety.
The Rams are, I'm just amazed with the Rams. It's aggressive every year. We know what we want. Let's act on it right away. Okay, yeah, they're going to lose LaMarcus Joyner in free agency was their starting safety. Let's get somebody in here who can, who's been around the league, can understand Wade Phillips' defense, pick it up in a hurry, and still has some tread left on his tires. Eric Weddle's perfect for that. Plus, he was not overly expensive.
2 years between 10 and 12 million for Weddle.
Okay, yeah, so that's fair. That's a fair price for him. And really, it's probably a 1-year deal, and then he's going to have to earn that second year. So from that standpoint, now you talk about the Dante Fowler thing.
Yep.
Okay, well, first of all, they want that to work. They traded away a third-round pick last year, right? Dante Fowler did play really good down the stretch of the season last year, but I really think it's more of like, this is their Ndamukong Suh of 2019. Let's give him 1 year, $14 million, just like they did with Suh. Let's see if he can improve on his play and maybe go to another level to where we can evaluate it, see it happen. If we get to week 7 or 8 and he's really knocking it out of the park, they can get him for the low, right, before he hits the market again and make him a deal to go, okay, wow, that's a good amount of guaranteed money. I don't know if I can turn that down and wait the other half of the season to get to free agency. So I think it makes sense for them to sign Dante Fowler. Was that quick enough for you? Probably.
That was a good one. I thought that was your best one so far.
Thanks.
We'll finish up with a couple quarterbacks here. Washington making a move for Case Keenum.
Had to.
From the Broncos. They had nobody. I mean, you have a huge question mark.
Yeah.
Alex Smith, question marks even with Colt McCoy.
Right.
You had to do it. And I think it's interesting that they did it because I don't know that they're necessarily done.
Yeah.
I don't know that he's necessarily the guy, but it does give you other options to where you do have a fallback. If you have no fallback, you're overpaying for a Nick Foles, or you're overpaying in free agency for a Ryan Tannehill, or you're drafting a rookie
trying to trade up probably.
Trying to trade up, and you have no leverage. And they're like, you really need to trade up right now.
Yeah.
So if nothing else for Washington, I do feel like Case Keenum, he might be the starter. He might be the guy, but it gives them other chances to make moves where they don't have to break the bank.
No doubt about it. If there is a quarterback they fancy in the draft now, right? There's no pressure that they have to get him because at least they got 2 guys on the roster. They go, no, they can run the offense. Yeah, they might not blow you away. Case Keenum, Colt McCoy, I think their physical attributes and skill set they bring to the table are very similar. But yeah, it just takes the pressure off the team. First of all, Case Keenum's played in some big games, some big moments.
Yeah.
Colt McCoy, I think they have a lot of confidence in, other than the fact that he can't stay healthy every time they give him the confidence to go out there and play. So that's probably part of the reason they bring it to. Those two, I think, will kind of duel it out to a degree. I think Case Keenum will probably have to mess it up to lose that job. But I don't know if I want to say this, but I think that would maybe, in my I'm not going to say it takes them out of the quarterback sweepstakes as far as first-round quarterbacks. I think the Redskins are still in it. But like you said, it kind of takes the pressure off if it doesn't work out.
Right. And the Jaguars, this whole time we thought the Jaguars like, Jaguars, Nick Foles, going to happen, guaranteed.
Yep.
Boom, we've got one piece to the quarterback carousel shuffle filled in.
Yep.
But now some reports, and maybe the Jags are poking around with Ryan Tannehill.
Yeah.
Oh, it's interesting. Your thoughts on that idea of the Jaguars? Maybe not necessarily saying, Foles is our guy.
Right. Well, it makes sense with Nick Foles, right? Because John DeFilippo's there, who was the quarterback coach in Philadelphia 2 years ago when they won the Super Bowl.
Which is why all the rumors have been like, it makes sense.
No doubt, right? And so it does make sense. Now, my football, connecting the dots or reading the tea leaves, okay? The first thing I think about when I hear Jacksonville rumored in the Ryan Tannehill conversation, and this is something I'm throwing out there, but through my years of following the NFL, I've been right about these situations before. That's why I throw them out there. This could also be a ploy by Jacksonville going, damn, Nick Foles wants too much money.
Yeah.
Okay? So let's scare him with other options. We have the Ryan Tannehill option over here.
Yeah.
So if Foles is asking for $25 million a year, and now they come back and go, well, we might just sign Ryan Tannehill for $12 million a year. Maybe now Foles camps goes, whoa, we kind of like you guys here in Jacksonville. Nick likes John DeFilippo. All right, we'll come down on our price. We'll go to $18 million a year. Now Jacksonville might go, that's more like it. Okay, we do it. Right. I don't think this is a duel it out thing in training camp. I think this is a one or the other thing. with Nick Foles or Ryan Tannehill. And I'm not so sure if either one gets signed that they still aren't in the quarterback sweepstakes as well for the first round of the draft.
Yeah.
You know, again, it takes pressure off you. They pick number 7, right? So there's been a lot of talk. They like the Dwayne Haskins. Would they take Kyler Murray? Are they going to trade up to get the guy they want? Well, now, again, like you just said with Washington.
Leverage. It's all about leverage.
And it doesn't make them desperate. If it doesn't happen or some team is asking for too much money to trade up in the first round to get in positioning for the quarterback, they can go, you know what, that's just too rich. We got Nick Foles. We'll ride it out this year.
Yep.
Or Ryan Tannehill.
Yeah. Or if Nick Foles, if they go, yay, it's either me at $20 million or anything, then the Dolphins or the Jaguars could get stuck with Ryan Tannehill.
Yeah, they could. They could, right. And then,
nothing against Ryan Tannehill.
No,
but, you know,
no. What I think the Dolphins, you're hearing the Dolphins being talked about with Tyrod Taylor. It's the same thing.
Yeah.
They have to protect themselves for the what-if scenarios. If we don't get one of the 3 or 4 quarterbacks we like in the first 2 rounds of the draft, we got to have somebody that can still instill confidence in our team that the quarterback is capable of going out there and winning some games and managing some tough moments. That's the football thinking between those type of moves when you hear it. Tyrod Taylor could very easily be back in the same situation he was last year. They signed Tyrod Taylor for the Miami Dolphins. They trade up in the draft, and all of a sudden they got Kyler Murray, and they go, you're going to be the starter until we feel like Kyler's ready. That could very easily happen, but if they don't get the quarterback, at least they got a guy that's played some games.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.